On to another part of Xindictive. This time we're going through more side missions. Because that's never gonna get old, isn't it? Starting off with the... sorry, the children one. All I have to do is just escort them to an area and that's about it. And yeah, the cutscenes. They're never gonna change, really. I don't know why I don't just skip them, like, entirely every time, but I don't. Anyway, this one, obviously, skateboard. I should be using skateboard. I know why I'm not using skateboard. And don't worry, each one of these runs with the kids will always be a gold run. They will never be silver or bronze. Because these aren't even that hard. These, as long as you know your speed of these kids, especially with your skateboard, you'll be fine. So for this one, it's not that much of a distance. Just, you know, be careful. Very easy to crash on the skateboard. Very easy to, like, get screwed. Especially easy to lose the kids because they can get stuck by traffic and such. But once you get over to the cinema here, then you're done. Gold time! Let's move on, shall we? Got a lot of feathers from that.
Thanks, Bill. At least with you, we're right on time.
And
now
more
you have
cutscene.
yourselves a swell time, kids.
Thanks, Bill.
See
And
you
yeah,
soon.
it's just... It's always the same. It's always the same dialogue. So there's no point in me even, like, really showing you it, except for maybe the new location it's in. But, yeah, now we're gonna go ahead and jump cut over to the next side mission, which is the ball one. I believe this is the, third or fourth one now. And this one is a heck of a one to actually start off on, because we need to get on a skateboard, skate all the way through, and then just toggle it just right to make this happen. Now, you can also jump from that wall, and you can jump from that plank there in order to get all the way across in one skateboard motion to the ball. And this is how I get my gold. It's a bit of a long distance, this one, and you also have to kick over a wall, like that. A little awkward. However, I did miss it, so unfortunately I do have to then angle myself in a way in which I then kick it over like that. But after I do, I then make sure everybody gets the fuck out of the way. I grab the ball, and then I bring it to the kid. And I was fast enough to get a gold for that one. So yeah, that's how I did that one, and if you can manage that yourself as well, then you'll get the gold as well.
Thank you, Bill.
It looks like you feel better now. Goodbye.
Bye.
Alright, so now the kid's taken care of, we can now go ahead and do our next side mission. And yes, it should be a complete barrage of side mission to side mission to side mission without any fucking break. In fact, what you're seeing is basically 3 fucking recordings all smushed together in a Frankenstein motion as one thing. Now I'm gonna go ahead and fight Fred.
Hello, Fred. Still
But here's the
in training,
thing. When you're doing these Fred ones, if you actually decide to restart because you failed, and Fred's about to go for the finish line, you'll get the fail message during the cutscene, and if you press restart mission, the game crashes because you accidentally overloaded what the game is trying to read, because it's trying to restart the mission when the mission hasn't started yet because of the cutscene. So the game crashes because of that. And because I have to restart my PS2 in order for us to continue on with Fred's little next race here. So yeah, that's another way you can break the game, by just fucking breaking it yourself with a goddamn glitch, essentially. And you can trigger easily with Fred's missions. It's insane how dumb that glitch is, but it exists, and it's in Fred's side missions. You can do it in any of the 4 of Fred's little ice skating side missions here. No joke. Anyway, this is the best route because unfortunately, every time you do these, Fred starts to get more and more faster. To the point where if you're just going straight, he will basically kick your ass. But because of these turns he has to make, as long as we do good on the turns ourselves, better than him in fact, we will beat him at his own race. The issue here though is that they have this shitty turn here, so you have to kind of go a bit wide for it. Once you go inside of here into an area that you're never really going to bother with, you make it all the way across from here, and if you can avoid getting fucked by any pedestrian cars and scooters, you'll make it to the finish line with a victory and a gold. Just like that. Look at all those feathers I got, man. We're getting there.
I think I still need a little bit of...
Uh-huh. Alright, let's move on, shall we? Because with a nice save, we can now move on to our next side mission, which is a race. It's cross-country, and I believe this is the third cross-country, so... yeah, not much left of these cross-countries either. Not much left of the races, in fact. We have, like, one or two more races, and then, like, one more cross-country race. Like, now the game's really throwing out the third and fourth versions of these side missions, and this is where the build difficulty really comes in. This is where, like, the make or break of the game kicks in. Especially since we're going to be experiencing some of the hardest side missions in the entire game. Like, the most unfucking fair ones. But, yeah, right now... this is essentially just a regular sort of race that I have no real issues with. I believe I actually get the gold here as well. Like, I do fairly decently here to where I get a gold. So, yeah, it's not that bad. The biggest issue, though, will be the fuel, because, as you can see, like, we're doing one lap already, and my fuel... it's already like 1/4 the way down, and we still have quite a few track to go, because we then have to ride all the way around this tight as shit U-turn here. Not fun. And then we gotta deal with the bumpy road again. And look at that, everyone else is bailing on that turn too. Everyone else just crashing into the corner. So, yeah, not everybody's having a good time there. However, I will need to go ahead and fuel myself up before we continue on, because... unfortunately, this is going to be too long for me to actually manage with the fuel that we currently have. I am going to need to lessen that down a bit. And I am going to have to fuel back up. But once we get past all that shit, we can then move on forward to actually beating this race. And in case you're wondering, some of this length is because of races. Some of this length is actually going to be me redoing races and such, and just like taking care of all the bullshit behind that. However, I believe in terms of time length of these races, this is the longest one for us right now. I don't think there's a race in the entire game that's longer than this, but this is a very long fucking race here, and it goes on for like 4 minutes. So, yeah, just... relax, sit back, and watch me go through 3 laps of this shit, which goes around almost the entire park for the most part. And yeah, like it's quite a thing. And yeah, that's how you handle the turn there, unfortunately, because it's such a shitty U-turn at the end there. You really do have to just, like, you know, slow down. And yeah, because of the grass still slides a little bit when you're going for it because of the bumps. So unfortunately, you will slide a bit from that, and you will have to kind of like slow down to get near a tree. Otherwise, you will bail, and then you'll get knocked out of your bike, and you'll lose like 3 feathers, and you know, you waste time from that. You don't want to waste time. But yeah, long race, and not exactly an exciting one. It's kind of boring when you have this long of a fucking race that just goes on longer than it should. I don't have anything exciting to say about this. It's just fucking boring. But I do believe I do get the gold here, so we can move on from this for good. But seriously, I don't think there's any other race that's longer than this. So this might be the longest race in the game. And thank God, because we don't want a longer race after this. We don't want to experience something longer than 4 fucking minutes of this. Alright? This is just kind of boring. Fuck. But don't worry, I got to the end with a bit of fuel left. And with that, with 412, I got the gold. So, we can leave this and move on.
What I heard is true.
Alright. So, now comes us redoing side missions. Well, you see, the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to the store in Swampwood. Before I go inside, though, right by the fuel station here in Swampwood is a flyer, a leaflet. It's number 7 now. Yeah, I'm not getting many of these leaflets so far. Again, it's going to be its own part, but we're going to get the majority of them. Like, almost all of them are just not going to be touched for the most part. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't really afford much. I can't afford that plan much I need, and while I could go for this gas tank, I'm actually going to leave it until way later after we get the best plan in the game. I am going to need that more than the fucking gas tank. However, what I will go ahead and buy is inside Duckville with the bike shop, the scooter shop, because we're not getting the best scooter in the game, the red scooter. And I'm also going to clean up this shop as well by getting the yellow scooter as well. So, this shop is cleared out. We don't have to come back here ever again. And yes, I now have the best scooter in the game, the red scooter. It is the fastest scooter that you can have, and it's the fastest vehicle in the entire game. So, look at this fucking thing. It's really cool, honestly. I like the look of the scooter, honestly. But, yeah, we'll be using that scooter for this race, because this race, everybody is essentially using the black bike. Well, their own version of the black bike. So, we have the fastest bike in the game, and they're using pretty much the third or second fastest in the game. The one we've been using outside the cross-country stuff for a lot of the game. But as you can see, this scooter flies. Like, it's fucking great. Like, it does not screw around the speed here. It is much faster than the black bike, and it's much faster than the cross-country bike. The only issue is that even on normal road, controlling the steering with this thing is a pain in the ass. And also, this warehouse has a weirdness of its corners, because you can get stuck on the walls here. This track is honestly kind of shitty. This track here legitimately sucks. You know what else legitimately sucks? Time. Because unfortunately I'm not going to get the gold here from those crashes. Those crashes alone have basically cost me from getting the gold here. It's that bad. And what's worse, that even though I have the fastest scooter in the game, you can tell that they're almost on par with me. Almost. They're like a little bit slower than me, but they get close to the same speed as me. And, you know, that's not good. That means that, you know, even with the fastest scooter in the game, they're gonna do better than me. And the worst part, the absolute worst part, is not only is that jump complete bullshit, but we have one more normal race left, and you can obviously tell that the normal race is going to involve everyone using the bike I have on right now. So everyone's going to have the best bike in the fucking game, the best scooter in the game. So they'll all be a par of me, which means I can only really rely on how I handle corners and the entire track for the last race. And even then, it's the time that really counts. It's the fucking time you have to beat for gold that really counts on that one. So yeah, these races are unforgiving, and they're just fucking murder, really, to handle. And, yeah, unfortunately, I just don't get the gold here. I get a silver, I believe, but I do not get the gold. I have not only bailed too many times, but I'm also not going fast enough. Also, as you can see, the AI cannot handle being stuck there, so unfortunately, they could not move forward, and they're fucked. And also, my recording started glitching up. But don't worry, you didn't miss much, except for the fact that I'm about to get to the exit, and I'm about to complete this race and move the fuck on, because all I get is a silver, and so I will have to come back here and redo this shit again, showing you how to get the best in the game. See, I'm 3 seconds too slow. If I didn't bail at all, I might have gotten that, but yeah. So yeah, it's really strict, these races with the times. It's really fucking dumb. And this is the best scooter in the game, so speed is not going to help us out anymore. It's going to be the lack of, like, crashing that's going to be the dictator of if we make it or not. Anyway, I am now going to take care of these kids. I believe this is the last one. I believe this is number 4, so this is going to be the end of the escorting stuff for these children. And all I gotta do is just be careful, angle them around the corners, don't get them stuck, be careful not to bash into them on a skateboard, grab all the T's, make some jumps, they're on the air, be careful of the pedestrians and the vehicles because they will get in the way and be a piece of shit. And once we get to the green, which is very close by, then we're done here. And yes, I got the gold. Because you just kind of really teleport in. You have to actually get near the thing. You get close to the area, and they just teleport right there. And with that, we have a gold, some more feathers, and we are now getting very close to being able to afford the best play in the game. Let me jump cut. Oh god. Well, here's the thing. I try to do this one, but if you then land your plane in the water and then try to restart from that, the game also crashes on me. Probably because of the fact I reset during the, you know, dun 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 dun, dun music, and the game couldn't handle that. Because it was supposed to play, like, after the thing, and it was playing during, so it overloaded on the audio, and it just fucking died. Anyway, we're now gonna go ahead and show this fucking plane. This is the second plane in the game. This is in the middle of everything. And you might be thinking this plane's gonna be much better than the wooden plane, and it is. It is faster, but it has one little thing that this and the best plane have, and it is that when you turn, your plane arcs downward. So you gotta have to control the very arc of the plane because you can't really keep it, you know, straight like the wooden one. It will veer downward every time you turn. So you'll have to do this weird thing when you get to the best plane, in fact, where you have to, like, angle your turns in a way with your analog stick in order for it to stay straight. Also, even with all that, I didn't even get a silver. It's still not fast enough for gold. It can be fast enough for silver if you do it perfectly, like very perfectly, but not fast enough for gold. And that's the first of the planes, by the way. So, that's fucked. But yeah, I'll show off how to get them done, no problem. Right now, though, we're going to be taking care of Raoul because, believe it or not, we're getting Raoul right in this part. We're going to take care of all of his shit, and we're finally going to get him as a vehicle, which we need in order to take care of that fucking story mission, and in order to take care of these side missions. And by the way, yeah, it's inside. Make sure you remember that with this one. Now you have to figure out a way to actually get up here, which, the way I did it was I went up this way. And there you go. Now, did I get a gold here? That's the question. I believe I did. This wall here is a real pain in the ass. But you really need to get the fucking height for this one. Which you can if you get the bump. Because you hit a bump instead of just going, like, from the very top and then going down. He actually stays a bit more above if you just bump up. Instead of if you just, like, go forward from, like, you know, a flat surface. So, yeah, you want to go for those hilly parts. And yeah, this goes on for a bit, because a lot of these balloons are actually kind of difficult to actually touch. Like, they're not that simple to just, like, angle yourself for and aim for. You really need to, like, know where to be, where the best height is and such, and then just, like, go for it without losing speed and shit, without wasting your time. And, yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the ass that way. But once you have it all done, go to that exit, and if you did it in about 30 seconds, 31 seconds at least, you got a gold. So, good shit. Alright. Okay, cutscene. Nice camera. Alright, so now taking care of that. Well, fucking hell. Should I? Fine. I'll go ahead and just complete this anyway. We'll come back to all these planned ones later. And I will show this one at least, just to, like, show you that at the very least we can get a bronze here and complete this, because with the wooden plane, eventually we cannot complete, like, either the 3rd or the 4th plane side missions, because we're just too slow to actually handle. And not only that, but each plane can only handle so much height. Like, the wooden one can only go so high before it just kind of gets stuck in like a wall, like a roof essentially. And this blue one here, the 2nd plane, can go higher than the wooden plane. And the same applies with the best plane being higher than this plane here. Now, eventually these rings will get so high up that the wooden plane cannot fucking reach them. It just can't. It's way too high from its distance in order to happen. So unfortunately, it just becomes impossible with the wooden plane. You need this plane or the best plane to actually even complete that ring challenge. But yeah, for me, all I'm getting is a bronze. Because I'm just too slow. And also 25 seconds for that one. Fuck me.
Wow.
Oh god, 69. Okay, so it's now time for us to move on, as I believe I have enough feathers to go ahead and buy something better. But first, we're gonna take care of this. Let's go ahead and complete Raoul's fucking side missions here and get this shit right out of the way. This one, I believe, is the longest one. A lot of, like, all over the place balloons that require to use these ramps and such to get. And it gets pretty wild. It gets pretty wild on the location and how you get these balloons. So, how do I really explain this one in the best way of handling it? Deal with the bullshit it gives you and don't fuck up. That's about it. As you can see, this is how I handle this. You kind of just have to know your very distances, like your very speeds, like when to get off a hill and when not to, and all that shit. And you also just kind of gotta hit him at the bottom at this point. You gotta kind of like try to aim for the bottom for some of these, because there'll become a point where you're just like too high up and you gotta be careful. Like that one there, I got lucky on, just barely hitting it. And yeah, then you gotta deal with all these gaps and such, which you gotta stay on like the grass, because you don't, you're gonna get hit a wall and you're fucked. And yeah, like you can see that I'm doing these very quick U-turns. You gotta do that for a few of these as well at this point, because you can't waste time. You gotta be fast. You gotta know what you're doing and shit. So yeah, this is like the best I could really do. I'm sure there's a better way of handling this, but this is how I handle it myself. It's not good in some cases, but it worked for me. And it might work for you as well. You gotta get that practice in of knowing when to go for it and when to just, like, not, essentially. I can't really say anything better than that. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I don't have anything better to say except for that. And there you go. And that's a gold. So we can move on from that. And that was the 4th one of Raoul's balloon side mission. So because of that, we now have him as a vehicle. Which means that we can now go back to story mode and finally redo that one mission of getting the Crack the Ripper costume. And I'm gonna have to, because I need that gold. It will help on the feathers too. So let's go ahead and redo that to clear out the story missions and get a nice flat gold win. Also, 0 feathers when you redo these. Nice. Alright, so the way I do this is that you park yourself right outside the door. You don't go in the door of Raoul. You get off Raoul right next to the door, and then you go inside by foot. That way, Raoul is right next to where you need to go, And from there on out, you just leave. You go back to the green, you're done. Otherwise, if you go in as Raoul, as you saw, the game, like, puts Raoul, like, a good distance away from you from the door. So you don't want that. You want him right by the door. So just park him, go inside, then once you get the Crack the Ripper costume, go out, and he'll be just right to your left or right. Depending on when you land. I would recommend just parking on the left, really. And, yeah, from doing all of that and doing it right, I get to the exit, and I get a gold. Neat. But now it's time for me to go ahead and just, you know, clear out the other ones that I didn't get a gold on. Because, you know, I did get a few, like, the first 2 side missions of Raoul's, I only got, like, silver on. So I am going to have to go ahead and just, like, redo those and get the gold. Yeah, there we go. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? And, yeah, I'm going to show you the whole path so that you know, like, the best path for these. At least my best path. You might find something better and faster, but this is how I do it, and you can kind of copy off me if you want. Like, seriously, me showing you this and the race and such, you can copy my path if you want to actually get the golds for those. And you can modify it any way you want if you can find a faster way of handling things. Or if there's an exploit out there you can find that just lets you, like, glitch through a fucking wall or whatever. That as well. I recommend just going, like, forward from there, but at the same time, you want to kind of turn around so you can go for this one next. So, you know, make do how you want to handle these balloons. Like, you can couple them like that, but for the most part, you want to know what you're doing. You want to think ahead with the pathing, because the pathing can fuck you with these ones. They're not fun. They're just like, it's really awkward to handle when you don't know the actual path where the balloons are going to be next. And with that, we got the gold. So, now we'll go ahead and show number 2. And, yeah, after that, I believe I will show, 2 more redos. One of these side missions, in fact, I'm never gonna get a gold in for this part. I will show you me getting a fucking silver in it, and then show my best time overall during this part, during all these recordings here so far. And I'll show you me getting gold, but I want you to get the gist of this side mission in particular on how fucking mean it is when I show you that one that only got a silver on so far. I want you to know how fucking terrible it is. Like, it's not even fair. It's not even funny. Let me get the mic closer, alright? Let me get the mic closer to me as I just relax on my seat. This fucking side mission here is not that bad. And there are quite a number of side missions in this game that are not that bad. But there are some that really do my fucking head in and really are difficult as shit. And you've already seen some of them. You've already seen some of the ones that were just absolute bullshit. The one I'm talking about is a fucking nightmare. Like, even when I know how to do it, it's just like luck-based almost, if I can even make the fucking thing. Because, a reminder, we have the best scooter in the game, and, you know, we also are going to get the best plane in the game. We have the best ways of, like, getting shit done, you know? We have the fastest stuff and the best stuff. And it's not enough for this fucking game for this one side mission. So get ready for it. It's gonna be a fucking train wreck to watch. I'm probably gonna skip a bit of it too, so, you know. Alright, next up. we're gonna be doing another side mission, I believe. Yep. And this side mission is gonna be this one. Scooter race. Okay. So use number 4, the best scooter in the game. We're gonna clear out the first 2, I believe. Like, let's clear out the first one at least, because this one's the easiest of all the racing side missions, as long as we use the scooter here. Because you can make a few like mistakes here and there, but the time is rather forgiving as long as we use the scooter here, because then we can just get the gold and just move on. And yeah, as you can see, I'm doing fine. What you might be noticing, however, is that as I'm doing the turns, I'm making momentum and shit. Like, I'm not sliding on the grass of this one. That's because of a trick that you'll want to get used to. And that trick is letting go of the accelerator. That's it. When you're on the grass and shit, let go of the accelerator and you won't really slide on it. See? Then you can make more tight turns from that, and you won't waste any time from the slides and shit. It helps out a lot. This can also help out with you on the cross country, essentially. You'll have to do it a lot, but it can help. The issue, though, is that even though you have that trick, unfortunately, you can still get fucked by the fucking dirt and shit normally because of it. It's not perfect, so yeah. Also, I done fucking overlapped somebody. In fact, I overlapped 3 of them. Now, isn't that embarrassing? Unfortunately, I got nothing out of that, really. But now here comes the second race, and this race is where it really starts. It's where it really showcases if you've got the fucking cojones to goddamn handle this shit, man. Do you have the fucking cojones to handle this fucking race, man? You better. Want that gold, you got the cojones, man, to fucking handle this shit. Because what you have to handle with is this shortcut right here, where you have to make a very tight turn around this corner and then be careful for fire hydrant at the end. That ain't that a bitch. But to make matters worse, then you gotta handle this jump here. Making a very tight turn over, dodging that post there, and then making sure you don't hit the wall at the end as you go around. That is 2 spots where the game can easily fuck you on this entire track. And the worst part is that you have to not make, like, you have to make as very little mistakes as possible. At best, you're only allowed to make like 1 or 2 mistakes before the goal is like out of reach. And that is with this scooter. So yeah, like this is just pain. This is just like unmitigated fucking bullshit. And with that, I mean, you can see I'm doing fine. You can see I'm nailing this. You can see I'm destroying the competition here and fucking them all up. You know? They can't even catch up to me right now. They're way behind right now. But the main challenger here is not the AI. It's the fucking clock. As long as we, like, can mitigate as many mistakes as possible, as long as we can avoid fucking up as much as possible, because the game can find ways, we'll make it through. Like, right there, you can see I wasn't even that close, because I was just, like, a small pixel by a corner on the hitbox of that fire hydrant, I crashed. So yeah, game can still fuck ya. Be careful. But if you can handle it well and you make it through, no problem, and you can avoid getting fucked over by the game's bullshit, congratulations. You will have made it through and gotten yourself a gold. Nicely done. So what now? Well, now I'm gonna show you the worst side mission in the fucking game. Seriously, like, this one here, number 3 of Claire's fucking candies. It sucks! You already know the path by now. You start off having to jump over the wall and you use the scooter. The best time I can get right now, with the best scooter, for all the things we know of, 42. When I show you the one where I get the 44 seconds in, it took me 20 to 30 attempts to actually get that one. It is one of the most unfair of the entire game. So to end this one off, to actually end it off, we are going to redeem our fuck up that I did last time, where I missed one cone that kept me from gaining the gold. I was one cone away from gaining the gold on this one, and it was very embarrassing. I cried in my fucking sleep about it, but don't worry, we're getting it done now. Even though the AI is trying its damnedest to stop me, to get in my fucking way, to like, just be the absolute bastard that it always is. I'm gonna get these ice cream cones, and I'm gonna get my fucking gold. But yeah, after this, that's gonna be the end of the part. Obviously, next time we're doing pretty much the rest of the side missions, essentially. Like, the next part is going to be the last part of these side missions, where we're really going to be showing, like, the last of it all. And, like, you've been seeing how much of a clusterfuck this part has been with it. The next part is not going to be any different. It's going to be very much the similar shit of me just, like, clusterfucking every side mission together into, like, a Frankenstein's monster sort of deal. And just, like, showcasing everything. Jesus Christ, pedestrians. But yeah, I get my 144. The AI can't stop me now, because I got the bitch, and I got me a fucking gold. So, with that, we will now get our gold, and we can now move on. Can I get 69? I got beyond 69. I am beyond 69. I'm 178. Anyway, with that, we're done. We're done. We're very close to buying the plane now, I believe. So, yeah. Next time, we're buying the best plane in the game. And next time, we're ending all the side missions. So, thanks for watching. And I'll see you then.